Hi everybody, it's Dr. V. I'm here again with another reading around blocks to your connection. So I'm going to use the therapy flashcards. These are novelty cards. They're actually kind of meant to be a joke. But they're actually really solid messages, and so I'm super excited to bring that to you. Thank you to everybody who has liked, commented, subscribed, shared, and purchased readings. If you'd like to purchase a private reading from me, I did open my schedule. I don't normally do Saturdays, but I did open it tomorrow since I'm going to be gone early next week. And so definitely feel free to reach out if you want to get a private reading. And otherwise, I have scheduling availability starting Wednesday of next week. So yeah, Spirit, please use me as a clear channel for communication. May the messages that come through be in the highest good of all those concerned. So I was just looking at some energies earlier, and I have to tell you guys this. I don't know about you guys, but I have been definitely feeling communication and energetic exchange from my counterpart. A lot of sexual energy that's coming through. So if you guys are feeling that, don't be surprised, because it feels very powerful, very salient right now, that there is definitely some thoughts and some feelings and things that you're on their mind, period, is what I'm saying. Getting is that, you know, they're thinking about you, they're wondering about you, probably feeling some regrets. And so yeah, so what are the blocks to healing? I'm going to pull 3 cards here. Wow. I mean, blocks to connection. What are the blocks in the connection right now? The first card that came up is shame. The next one is self-awareness. I'm going to kind of lay these out a little bit uneven so you can see all of them. Wow. And emotion. Okay, so the first card is shame. They're feeling ashamed. Okay, it's like whatever they did, they may have screwed you over, they may have lied to you, they may have, you know, you may have just seen the real them. You know, like I said last week with that weekend song, you know, you saw the real them, you saw beneath the facade, you saw through all the bullshit, you saw who they really are. And not only did you see the light side of who they are, like you saw them as a divine being, you saw them in their divinity, you saw them as like all of their untapped potential, all of the magic that they have, all of that, but you also saw their dark side. You also saw their limitations. You also saw the ways in which they fail, the ways in which they have screwed up. You saw all of it, and they feel ashamed about it. They feel shame that you saw them. It says a momentary or pervasive emotional state comprising embarrassment, humiliation, and mortification and disgrace. Now, shame is not the same as embarrassment, so I'm going to correct that. Shame is like, being embarrassed is about like, oh, I did something wrong. Shame is like, I am wrong. Shame is like, you know, embodying that, like there's something wrong with me, not there's something wrong with my actions. So there's definitely a sense of shame that is blocking the connection right now. They feel ashamed. Maybe you feel some shame about things that happened, but that's definitely a block to the connection. Now, self-awareness. It's knowing yourself. You know, we have to know ourselves. There's this thing that we say in therapy all the time, or in psychology, it's like therapists know thyself. That's one of the most important things, is to be able to know yourself. If you know yourself, you know your issues. Although I don't like that word. You know the things that you've struggled with. You know the things in the past, and you're aware of them. So then you know it's like, oh, this is my stuff versus this is someone else's stuff. One or both people in this connection is lacking self-awareness at this time, and it's a block to the connection. It's a block to people being able to come together. Until there is self-awareness and the ability to own one's shit, take responsibility for themselves, for their own behaviors, for their actions, for the decisions that they made, it's going to continue blocking the connection. They could be defensive. This is a person who can get defensive if you hold them accountable. If you said something, they may lash out at you. That's definitely that lack of self-awareness can result in that. And then emotion. I get so emotional, baby. Is that Mariah Carey? No, Whitney Houston. Emotion. How is emotion a block? It's because it's someone who is, what I get from this is blocking emotions. It's somebody who isn't in touch with their emotions. It's someone who doesn't know how they feel, doesn't know how to express how they feel, and is just in this state of really being trapped in a lack of emotional awareness. not knowing what they feel, not knowing that they can control their emotions. So a lot of people go like their emotions just control them. They feel a certain way and then they just do a certain thing, instead of recognizing that just because you feel something doesn't make it the unvarnished truth. You can feel something, you can have an emotion and still not choose to take action on it. Just because I feel angry doesn't mean that I have to act on it. Just because I feel hurt doesn't mean I need to say something about it. I can control my emotions and I can take action not out of a reactive space, but out of active space where it's a conscious choice. Someone or both parties in this connection is not aware of that and is struggling because of that. So to further go on with this shame card, we've got Heaven Sent. This is from the Rebels Oracle, Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So this is saying, look, this experience that has happened, what you've been through, what they've been through, what you've learned from each other, the ways in which you've triggered each other, all of this stuff is heaven sent. It's come up so that you can heal it. You got to feel it to heal it. And so it's literally saying, look, all of this is happening. This experience of feeling shame is coming up so that you can heal it. So that for once and for all, you're not feeling this sense of shame anymore. It's like shame is a toxic emotion. It's not healthy. It's something that comes from messages of childhood usually that tells us, there's something wrong with you and so you should be ashamed, and that's not good, okay? That's not a good emotion. So let's look at what the cards have to say about the self-awareness. And dream a beautiful dream. Okay, so what this is saying is that it's time for somebody to start tapping into their self-awareness and understanding that a lot of what their limits have been in the past, a lot of the things that have held them back have been because they have bought into this lie of the shame. They have bought into this, and because of that, they've lacked self-awareness. They haven't gone within. They haven't done the exploration. They haven't done the self-work that they need to do. And so it's blocked them from moving forward. Now, Spirit is saying this is an opportunity for you to dream a beautiful dream where you no longer have to feel captive to your past and to the shame and to all these other things. Now you have the ability to dream, to create your own reality. That's why this has happened. That's why this heaven sent experience has happened, because it's like brought up all of that stuff. I say this often, so you're just going to have to bear with me. But with the twin flame connection, it's about transformation. It's about healing. Shit comes up for you to heal. If you feel shame, it comes up not so you can feel shame. It comes up so that you can freaking heal it and move beyond it, and you don't have to deal with that shit anymore, because it's not healthy. It's not of divine. It's not of God. None of that is of God. And so this is literally about, it's time for you to this happened. This experience happened. This connection came into your life to heal all of this, to help you get this self-awareness so that you can become a person who can dream a beautiful dream and bring that into reality. That's what we're freaking here to do. So emotion. Look at that. Listening for the truth. In order to master these emotions, in order to feel what Spirit wants you to feel and what the messages that are in the emotions, you have to listen for the truth. You have to be able to sit with your freaking emotions. Like I said, too many times people are like, get caught up in it. It's like, it's emotion, so it must be true. And that's not accurate. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's true. It can be rooted in past stories. It's like if you have stories that you've told yourself about yourself because of the pain that you've experienced in the past, your emotions can lie to you. Your emotions can say things to you and can play into those old stories. And it's important to be able to step back and be like, okay, hold on a second. I'm feeling this emotion. What is the truth? I hope that is making sense. It's like if you grew up in an environment or you have past experiences where the message that you received is that you're unworthy, that you don't deserve love, and that emotion comes up because you feel rejected by your counterpart, and so you feel rejected. Then you tell yourself, well, he rejected me or she rejected me because I'm not worthy, because I don't deserve love, because I'm flawed, because there's something fundamentally wrong with me. I'm broken as a human. If you have those feelings, those are feelings, right? Those are stories that you tell yourself about the feelings that you're feeling, and Spirit's saying, look, you gotta listen for the truth. The truth is that none of that is true. Those are messages that you may have gotten in childhood, in your life, through other people, through other negative, toxic relationships, but it's not truth. It's time to start listening for the truth. What is it that Spirit really wants you to know? What is it that is really the truth about who you are? So really beautiful messages coming through. These are the things that you need to heal. So a lot of times I'll notice that people will tend to be drawn toward the messages like, you know, what's going on with the karmic partner, or what's going on with my divine masculine, or what's going on with my divine feminine. And I understand that, but I have to say it again, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, because I'm a spiritual teacher. That's my work. My job is to do that. That if you're skipping the readings about healing, if you're skipping the readings that are about how you can grow and transcend, if all you want to know is what's going on with your counterpart and with their karmic partner or whatever, you're missing the connection, and you're actually delaying the possibility that you'll come into union. Because in order to come into union, you have to be first whole and in union with yourself. If you're not going to come into union with your partner. So again, if you are skipping those readings, if you saw this reading and you're like, oh, this is her talking about how I can heal myself again, and you're kind of listening just because you're here, but you're not really taking it in, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice, and your partner, the twin flame community, and humanity as a whole. Because if you're a twin flame, you've been sent here to shift paradigms and to heal humanity. And so if all you're thinking about is how you can come back and to have that amazing sex with your counterpart again, which, don't get me wrong, like, that shit's awesome, but that's not the point, right? That is not the point. And if that's the whole focus, then you're missing the point. You're missing the beauty and the powerful, transformative power in these twin flame connections. So with that being said, I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Rebel deck just because it's fun and I feel like it. So for the shame, oh my God, it says stop obsessing. You are not the fucking center of the universe. Look at that, okay? It's saying stop it. This shame, this obsession that you have with shame, if you have an obsession with shame, or if you're feeling a lot of shame, it's like Spirit is saying enough is enough, stop it. You know, you're focusing way more on this shame experience than other people are. Nobody else is thinking about it the way you are. So like, heal from that, move on, let it go. You know, stop obsessing about what you feel like you're not good enough about, or what you feel like you need to improve. It's like, or that you're, you know, the shame story you're telling yourself. The next message, you've got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside of you, listen to that shit. You guys, seriously, what did we just get? Listening for the truth. Listen to that voice inside of you. You already know, so many of you already know the truth about a situation and what's going on. You just need to listen to it. Allow yourself that opportunity to hear what Spirit's trying to say to you. Don't ignore the little voice inside. Next message. Have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. You need some food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. That message to me is about self-care. It's funny, but it's about self-care. When people feel ashamed, when people carry shame stories with them, a lot of times you can see it in the ways in which they don't take care of themselves. They neglect themselves. They don't take care of themselves. They don't nurture themselves. They don't offer themselves the same care that they would offer other people, because fundamentally they feel like they're unworthy. So this card is saying, even though it says eat a fucking taco, which, hey, I mean, if you want to eat a taco, if you haven't eaten, eat a taco, whatever. Do you, boo. But what this is saying is literally about taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself. What have you not been doing that you need to do? Have you been eating properly? Have you been nurturing your body? Have you been exercising? Are you putting a bunch of toxic chemical shit in your body that is not serving you? Whatever it is that you need to do, take care of yourself, okay? When you're not taking care of yourself, when you're not physically nurturing yourself, emotionally nurturing yourself, if you're not meditating, if you're not doing any of that stuff, it's no wonder you feel like crap, okay? Take care of yourself. And part of this journey, again, is about healing. And if you're not taking care of yourself, or you're pouring a bunch of toxic junk into your body, you're not taking care of yourself. There's a question that I would like to ask of you. I'm going to leave this with you as this final thought. What would you do differently in your life if you truly loved yourself? Like, if you really, truly loved yourself. If you loved yourself like Kanye loves Kanye, or you loved yourself, which, by the way, Kanye doesn't really love Kanye because, you know, That's he kind of exhibits some narcissistic kind of stuff. But my point being that if you loved yourself, truly loved yourself, if you loved yourself with the same love that you offer to your divine counterpart, if you truly fully loved and accepted yourself, and you treated yourself like the queen divine being that you really are, the king divine being that you really are, what would you do differently? What would you do differently? I would like you to consider journaling that thought, okay? Think about it. Sit with it, explore it, and look at the ways in which if you truly loved yourself, what would you do different? And then start putting those changes into place, because I guarantee you, I'm telling you right now, the more that you do that, the more that you take care of yourself and you love yourself and you show yourself that same unconditional love that you want to give and receive from your counterpart, the more that you bring it closer to manifesting in your life. So I hope that this quick reading was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. And again, if you want to book a reading with me, I do have openings tomorrow, and I'd be happy to work with you. So have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye.